Shri Ram, here are some recordings, random recordings. Have you ever worshipped a grave and received blessings? Have you ever worshipped a grave and received any blessings? And which is the most powerful grave that can be worshipped? Please recommend the grave, the best grave, the most powerful grave, after worshipping which we can expect to receive some wonderful gravish blessings. I I visited this Sistine Chapel some 10-15 years ago. Sistine, Sistine Chapel, you must be knowing. The biggest church, St. Peter's Church, Cathedral. And there, uh, in Exodus 33.23, in the Bible, Michelangelo has made this painting, the creation of the sun, moon, and plants. And creation of sun, moon, and plants. And God features twice in this picture. On the right, a fierce God with a long grey beard, the classic picture of God. And God is surrounded by cherubs, and He is dividing the sun and the moon. And the God on the right of that God, the same God anyway, is flying away to get on with creating plants, and we only see the back of His head, the soles of His feet, and His bare bum. God's bare bum, showing through a gap in His purple robes. Now it is God's bum is very neat, nicely rounded bum, nice round bum, and must be very attractive to a gay guy. But the question is, why did Michelangelo paint God's bum on the Sistine Chapel? Remember this: the creation of the sun, moon, and plants. If ever you go there, you will see on the left side the angry classic God with a glow, with a big beard, surrounded by cherubs, and to the right of that angry God is the God who is turning around and who is going away, flying away, because he wants to start creating plants. And there you can see Michelangelo painted God's bum, which is very neat and round, and it's amazing. Next we have this rascal Max Muller, who tried to date the Vedas to 1200 BC. 1200 BCE is the date this Murkha Muller gave. And 200 years duration to each of the periods of Vedic literature, that is Aranyakas, Brahmanas, and Vedas. And then his contemporary scholars like Goldstacker, Whitney, and Wilson raised a fuss about this, and Max Muller, the Murkha Muller, had to regress. And he stated in his preface to the Rig Veda, I have repeatedly dwelt on the merely hypothetical character of the dates which I have ventured to assign to the first periods of Vedic literature. All I have claimed for them has been that they are minimum dates, and that the literary production of each period which either still exists or which formerly existed could hardly be accounted for within shorter limits and all that, blah blah. So finally this rascal is admitting that he is only guessing. And interesting tidbit from Prophet Muhammad's life from the Al-Sira Al-Nabawiya by Ibn Kathir. Al-Sira. Sira is the biography of Prophet Muhammad, written by Ibn Kathir. There are, several volumes. In this Al-Sira, it is said that Prophet Muhammad's urine was a cure for stomach ailments. The story went on like this. Every day the Prophet used to piss into a pottery bowl. And one day when he got up, he called his assistant, Ayman, to pour out the contents. But that fellow said, I felt very thirsty and I drank it. So he drank Prophet's piss. And the messenger of God shouted loudly and said, Ayman, you are lucky. He said, you will never ever suffer from any stomach problem in the rest of your life. So Prophet Muhammad's piss is good for stomach problems. It will solve all problems. And the fellow who drank it was Ayman. Ummayman. And in another hadith, Sahih Muslim, the Book of Faith, in the Sahih Muslim Book of Faith, Book 1, Hadith 317, Prophet Muhammad said that the angels came and took him to Zamzam, that well. And there his heart was opened and washed with the water of Zamzam. And then I was left at that place. Same, back to. Now in the Bible, you have Jesus saying that Christians should actually castrate themselves and become eunuchs so that they can enter heaven faster. We must ask the Christians if they are trying to follow this instruction of Jesus Christ. The English Standard Version says, I am quoting, "For there are eunuchs who have been so from birth, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs, who have been made eunuchs by men, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven." So Jesus is saying, some eunuchs have made themselves eunuchs. Some men have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Let the one who is able to receive this receive it. So let the one who is able to receive this receive it is, I think, is an implication that if you can cut off your jewels, cut off your penis and your balls and become a eunuch, then you also qualify to enter into the kingdom of heaven. That's what Jesus Christ is saying. So we need to find out. We must always remember that holy means unholy. Holy means unholy. Incidentally, in the Bible, Jesus killed 2,000 pigs at a single stroke. He cast out the demons found in one man and threw them into 2,000 pigs. The pig farmer, I don't know where he was. He could have filed a case. The 2,000 pigs jumped over the hill, fell into water, and they committed mass suicide. But I believe there was one pig which flew away. It developed wings and it escaped. We have to find out where this winged pig is. Next in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 7:36. 1 Corinthians 7:36, American Standard Version. It says that a man can actually marry his own daughter. That is, if the daughter has become too old and she is unmarried, spinster, and he is also having some horny feelings for her. The wordings are terrible. But if any man thinketh that he behaveth himself unseemly towards his virgin daughter, if she be past the flower of her age, and if need so requireth, let him do what he will, he sinneth not, let them marry. 1 Corinthians 7:36, man can marry his daughter. Once circumcised, they are incurable. Gauhatya happens because of spineless, brainless, adharmic Hindus. Spineless, brainless, Macaulay Putras, adharmic Hindus. They allow the perpetuation of Gauhatya. Jesus is saying that slaves should be submitting themselves to their masters with respect. So Jesus did not want to abolish slavery. And I think this is something seriously wrong. It's a moral defect. And Jesus is saying in 1 Peter 2:18, 1 Peter 2:18, slaves, submit yourselves to your masters with all respect, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the cruel. So Jesus is saying slaves should submit themselves even to the good and the bad masters. So here is Jesus Christ supporting slavery, and he is in league with the slave masters. Now these violent, disgusting verses, when should we expose them? Are we allowed to talk about them? 1 Peter 2:18. Do you know that aurat, A-U-R-A-T, aurat is the Urdu word for woman. It originates from the Arabic aurat, A-W-R-A-T, means genitalia. That means genitals. So the word woman in Arabic means genitals. The online dictionary describes the word aurat as sharmagaha, place of shame. One of my hobbies is mlecha hunting. I hunt mlecha.